A guy I knew was earning every single month, but somehow he was always broke. This was a man who was no stranger to the monthly rhythm of the paycheck. Like clockwork, his salary would hit the bank, his eyes would light up, and for a fleeting moment, he would taste the sweetness of financial stability. But just as quickly as it came, it was gone. His bank account, once a beacon of hope, would dwindle down to a mere flicker, leaving him in the familiar darkness of financial instability. He wasn't a spendthrift by any means. His earnings didn't vanish into thin air. They were chipped away by the cost of living, the cost of being a part of this bustling world. Rent, groceries, transportation, the occasional treat to himself. These were the culprits that swallowed up his hard-earned money. It was ordinary life, nothing extravagant, but it was enough to keep him in a constant state of chasing after his outgoing expenses. And let's not forget, he was not alone in this struggle. He was just another face in the crowd of countless people who live paycheck to paycheck, stuck in a loop of financial instability. It's a common tale, one we've all heard, and some of us have lived. The never-ending cycle of earning and spending, with nothing left over to show for it. In his mind, the solution was simple: a better job. He was convinced that he just needed to earn more. It was a logical conclusion to come to. After all, more money should solve money problems, right? He was certain that a fatter paycheck was the answer to his woes. He dreamed of a job that paid more, a job that would allow him to breathe a little easier, to live a little more comfortably. He longed for a life where his salary didn't feel like a lifeline that was always just a little too short. But that wasn't the real problem. One day, he tracked every coin he spent, and what he saw shocked him. We often think of our financial woes as stemming from huge, unavoidable expenses, but in his case, it was the little things that were bleeding him dry. The coffee shop visits, the online subscriptions he barely used, the random snacks he bought on a whim. All these small, seemingly insignificant purchases were adding up, silently eating away at his income. He started to see his financial life in a new light. It was no longer about the grand gestures or the big-ticket items. It was about the quiet daily decisions that were truly shaping his financial destiny. Imagine this. Each day, he'd grab a coffee from his favorite cafe on the way to work. It was just a small luxury, a treat to kickstart his day. But when he added up the cost, he was spending the equivalent of a week's groceries on coffee alone each month. Or consider his online shopping habits. He'd often find himself browsing late at night, adding things to his cart that he didn't really need. It was easy to justify each individual purchase. After all, they were just a few dollars here and there. But when he saw the total sum, he was astounded at how much he was frittering away. And then there were the unplanned expenses, the impromptu dinners out, the last-minute gifts, the spontaneous trips. They all added up, slowly but surely draining his account. Suddenly, he had a crystal clear understanding of his financial situation. His money wasn't vanishing into thin air. It was being nibbled away, bit by bit, by his own habits. The realization was profound. He wasn't a victim of circumstance or bad luck. He was the author of his own financial story, and if he wanted to change the ending, he needed to start with the small daily decisions that were silently scripting his life. Money wasn't disappearing. It was leaking. That's when it hit him. It's not about how much I earn. It's about how I manage it. In that moment, a light bulb flickered on in his mind. It wasn't a problem of income. It was a problem of management. His earnings were enough, but his handling of those earnings was not. He began to see his financial situation through a new lens. It was as if he'd been trying to fill a bucket with a hole in the bottom. The more he poured in, the more leaked out. It dawned on him that he didn't need to pour in more. He needed to fix the hole. The issue wasn't about earning more. It was about controlling his spending, tracking where each penny went, understanding his financial habits. He didn't need a larger paycheck. He needed a better grasp on his finances. It was a simple yet powerful shift in perspective. He didn't need more income. He needed control. He made simple changes, started tracking spending, cut unnecessary habits, saved before spending, began small investments. Think about it like this. The first step in plugging a leak is finding where the water is escaping from. So, our friend here began by tracking his spending. He started noting down every penny he spent. Yes, even the seemingly inconsequential ones. And this wasn't a one-off thing. He did it religiously every single day. Next, he took a hard look at his habits. He realized that while his spending on necessities was manageable, it was the unnecessary habits that were draining his resources. Random snacks here, impulsive online shopping there, unplanned spending everywhere. He decided it was time to cut down on these. It wasn't easy, but he knew it was necessary. Now, most of us have heard of the phrase, pay yourself first. But how many of us actually practice it? Well, our friend decided to do so. He started saving before spending. This meant that as soon as his salary came in, he set aside a certain percentage for his savings. Only then did he allocate money for his expenses. Finally, he dipped his toes into the world of investments. No, he didn't jump right into the deep end. Instead, he started small, with low-risk investments. He realized that even a small return was better than no return at all. And through all these changes, he kept one thing in mind: consistency. He didn't expect overnight success. He knew that building wealth was a marathon, not a sprint. So he stuck to his new habits, day in and day out. The changes he made were simple, but they required discipline and commitment. They weren't groundbreaking financial strategies that only the experts know about. They were basic, fundamental principles of money management that anyone and everyone can implement. Nothing big, just consistent. Within months, he had savings, less stress, more control. That's right. The transformation was swift but significant. No magic, no lottery wins, just the results of a few small, consistent changes. Let's delve into this remarkable shift. You see, once he started managing his money, rather than letting it manage him, his world began to change. His bank account, which used to be a barren wasteland, now started showing signs of life. Yes, he began to accumulate savings. Not a treasure chest, but a comforting buffer that grew with each passing month. And guess what? With savings came a sense of security, a safety net that wasn't there before. This reduced his stress levels dramatically. No longer did he have to worry about making ends meet or dread the arrival of unexpected expenses. He had a financial cushion to fall back on. But the most significant change was the sense of control he gained. His money was no longer slipping through his fingers like sand. He knew where every penny was going, and he made conscious decisions about his expenses. No more mindless spending or impulsive purchases. He was in the driver's seat, steering his financial journey with purpose and direction. This newfound control extended beyond just his financial life. He found himself making better decisions in other aspects of his life too. He was more disciplined, more focused, and more goal-oriented. He started planning for the future, setting financial goals, and working steadily towards them. Remember, his salary remained the same throughout this transformation. He didn't get a high-paying job or a hefty raise, but his life was profoundly different. He was no longer living paycheck to paycheck, always on the brink of financial disaster. Instead, he was building a solid financial foundation, one small step at a time. In the end, it wasn't about how much he earned, but how he managed what he earned. A crucial lesson for all of us, isn't it? It's never too late to take control of your finances and steer your life in the direction you want. Same salary, different life. That's the power of financial management. And that's the story of a man who went from being perpetually broke to financially secure. Here's what you need to understand. This journey unraveled 4 profound lessons. First, money leaks, even the smallest ones, are the silent assassins of wealth. They nibble away at your finances, leaving you wondering where it all went. Second, the size of your income doesn't matter as much as the small habits that govern how you spend it. An income is only as valuable as the wisdom you apply to it. Third, control. Control is the true king when it comes to managing your finances. It's not about earning more. It's about mastering what you have. And that leads us to the 4th lesson: consistency. Consistency builds results. Small, steady changes in financial habits can lead to significant growth over time. It's not about the big leaps, but the consistent steps. To sum it up, plug the leaks. Focus on small habits. Exercise control. And be consistent. And start controlling your money today.